everyone, welcome to ESL TV for the final day of cut number 3 for the EMS 1 Battlefield 4 series. I am joined once again by Dogbert, the lovely man, the handsome man, and the one that puts Pansy to shame in all aspects. Welcome back, Dogbert.
All aspects,
She's
yeah.
gonna kick my
I like
ass when
that.
she hears
Yeah,
about
it's gonna
this.
destroy you.
But how are you doing today?
I'm really good. I'm looking forward to some of these matchups.
Yeah, we have quite a few good matchups. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and show you the games we have for today. As you can see, we're going to actually kick off with Fnatic versus uMAV. We saw Fnatic pretty much walk through their opponents on the way here, beating C-Play, beating Exequayo, and then uMAV, of course. We saw quite a few interesting matches. They played against Exertus, beat them 2-0. Then they played against Dignitas, and that's when we saw that ridiculously epic comeback by Dignitas in map number 1, which completely blew our minds at how far they really got set behind on Parasol Storm. It was just amazing by them, and I know you were really proud to see that.
I was, but they weren't able to keep the momentum going, and in their own map on Dawnbreaker, it kind of fell apart, and then Zaphod didn't really go too well either. So it's a shame we couldn't keep it going. But that first map was well worth sitting in for the next two.
Yeah, definitely. And on the other side of the bracket, which will be the second match of the day, we're going to have ESC Icybox taking on Against All Authority. ESC, surprisingly, I mean, at least caught us off guard. They beat Name 2-0, which we did have the pleasure to cast. Then they went on to beat Meteor Makers 2-0, went on to beat Gamers Connection 2-0 to advance into the semifinals. And this is the first time as well for Against All Authority to finally get into this part of the brackets. Against All Authority, though, they actually went through a similar equally hard kind of teams, ended up beating Yoki 2-1, ended up beating Epsilon 2-0, which I think everyone out there was ridiculously surprised by, and they will be going up against ESC in that side of the bracket. And as you were saying before, a lot of good games to come out today. I'm not sure who's going to win this one because we have so many new teams finally joining the semifinals for the first time. And, you know, speaking of those teams, we have Fnatic currently leading the entirety of points at 200 in first place. We have uMAV currently sitting at third place with 135 points. We have ESC at eighth place with 65, and Against All Authority at sixth place with 100. So a lot of these teams with this game today will actually pretty much solidify their spot in the group stages coming up in the beginning of February. And I know a lot of people are confused out there, like the game mode, not necessarily sure how that kind of works. So we have to do a lovely graphic. It's on this side. Lovely graphic. There we go. I'm going to explain the game mode and explain the rules. It's going to be on domination. It's going to be 5-on-5. It's going to be 150 tickets. There's going to be no vehicles allowed, obviously, within this. And it's a best of 3. So we'll have 3 different maps. And you win a map by having the higher score on either side of that half. And right now, I believe we can go ahead and just take you into the game so far and talk a little bit about these two teams. Talk a little bit about Fnatic. Talk a little bit about uMAV, because there's a pretty big history between these two teams because they met just last week in cut number 2 in the semifinals as well. So it's a very similar position for both of them.
Yeah, these teams have got a very similar makeup in a way. Though I would say Fnatic are more of a they can get the good holds. They're good at playing the kind of more team game. uMAV though seem to be the team that seem to be just blitzing people. They seem to be heavy on map destruction as well, and they just seem to make teams feel uncomfortable. They seem to have a knack of doing it. Well, Fnatic might play a very solid team game, and really with just very good coordination, just all-round skill, they generally come out on top. But uMAV just have a way of making teams just fall apart, and
Yeah.
they just stick to them like glue.
I really like that point because, and by the way, I did actually see you guys talking in chat. I did see the message you sent me. My mic did get boosted up a little bit, so hopefully that is all fixed up. But I like how you said that about uMAV. They really catch people off guard because when we saw them play last week in the semifinals, they first played on Operation Locker, which was Fnatic's choice. They beat them on Operation Locker. Like, they beat them on Fnatic's home turf map. That is pretty much their key map in my head of what they'll always like to play on. And then they went on to, I believe, lose Parasol Storm and come back on Zavod right after that. So it's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen with these two teams. Also, some back history on them. uMAV has only dropped 6 maps total in the EMS series out of the total of 21 that they have played. And Fnatic have only dropped 3 maps out of the total of 20 they've played, and 2 of which are against uMAV. That's pretty crazy. That kind of shows you that maybe uMAV is the kryptonite to Fnatic.
Yeah, and I think it's very much to do with just like I said, they really do make good teams feel uncomfortable in positions that they're probably generally quite safe in, and they've kind of come a lot of teams are just like, right, how are they doing this? How are they able to come through with what is compared to Fnatic, especially, and maybe Dignitas and AAA and a few other teams, kind of a newer group of players that they've just shoved together. But they seem to just be able to outplay and outmaneuver teams that have been friends or teammates for a long, long time, and that's rare to have. You don't have that gelling quite quickly, so everyone's just kind of confused on how they managed to do it. But if there's a team that's going to give them a problem, it's going to be Fnatic, and I really think the maps that have been picked favor Fnatic's playstyle.
Yeah, and speaking of the maps that have been picked for this one, we have Dawnbreaker as the first map. We're going to go into Operation Locker right after that, and then if we do need a map 3, we'll be going to Parasol Storm. And we saw 2 of these 3 maps quite a bit yesterday. We didn't see Operation Locker too much, but that is definitely, I'd say, one of my favorite maps. And I'm actually glad, funny enough, to not see Zava play, because we've seen so much of it lately that I think teams might be getting a little bit tired of playing that consistently all the time, and we're going to start seeing finally some other ones, like Langking Dam. That's the only one I've seen once, and I've still have yet to see Siege of Shanghai even played yet in any of the matches we've casted.
Yeah, oh, seriously. I think I could be perfectly happy now never to have to watch Zaphod again for quite a while. It's just chaos, especially that C flag, especially the uMAV versus Dignitas game. Oh my god, that C flag was just chaotic. All game, it was just 4 or 5 man fights going on there. And unless you're in, like, you're never going to catch it all because everyone's dying so many times. It's just, it's chaos.
Yeah, it really is. And if you guys do me a favor, since I can't alt-tab out, can you let the admins know we are ready to start this one up? Because I'm excited. I want to see who's going to take this game, and I think both of us are, at least in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure you're with me on this one, is that both these teams can win this one easily. It's no for sure win for either of them, even though uMAV has the better track history against Fnatic.
Yeah, they do try to, yeah. Hold on. Sorry, I've been caught out completely by trying to work out if our sound is good or not. Sounds fine to me.
Yeah, I turned my mic up a little bit, so hopefully that fixed things. You guys can let us know in chat. Also, I guess the admins can let you know since you can check that one out. But I turned my mic up. I didn't touch yours at all since everyone's saying you sound perfect. Some are saying too low now. I don't even know. My head hurts. When I listened to the recordings earlier on, it sounded perfect for me, so I'm not sure exactly what is going down with that one. But I kind of want to talk about Dawnbreaker a little bit. I was actually looking up the history but with these 2 teams on it. uMAV have played a total of 4 times, and I have won 3 of them. The only time they have lost on Dawnbreaker was against Dignitas in one map. Fnatic are currently 2 for 2, so 100% win ratio on this map. When we get to Operation Locker, uMAV actually have won 4 out of 5 times on that map, where they've lost to it once against Fnatic, and then Fnatic has won it 7 out of 8 times. The only time they lost was against Epsilon. And then Parasol Storm, if we do get to that, uMAV 5 for 7 on that, losing to Dignitas and Epsilon, and Fnatic 3 for 4, losing to uMAV. So it's kind of interesting to see if we do have Fnatic picking up this first map based on their statistics. uMAV have already proven that they can beat Fnatic on Operation Locker and beat them on Parasol Storm.
Yeah, it's weird for Dignitas obviously were able to outdo uMAV on this map before, but when we last see them play, uMAV absolutely dominated them. And I think you're just going to see a mixture of these teams just evolving. In what last week they were pretty weak on, they're now incredibly strong on. It's just going back and forth so quick at the moment.
I've seen in chat that my mic needs to be turned up, and then someone's saying I'm too low, and someone's saying you're too low and I'm too loud, or I'm too low and you're too loud. I don't understand how it could be that different for so many people when it's the same output going out for the stream for everyone else. That does confuse me a little bit.
I think on your side you're low, so when I listened through it was a bit low, but I think we're actually live in this game, which is an interesting... it completely threw me off as well, because uMAV had a very different approach, well, very similar to when they did against Ignitas here yesterday, where they pushed very heavy down the right side of the road. And what it's paid off huge for them as they managed to get a good wipe on a lot of the Fnatic defenders on the B flag here. But Fnatic are kind of responding the best they can. They still have that upper balcony, and Unfixed has basically given up the defensive beat and went round to A. Probably hoped that maybe they'd hold on to it a bit longer. But even though probably not the best start for Fnatic, it's better than it was.
Yeah, and Winghaven just got picked off in that balcony side with a, I believe, an RPG or something of that sort. But let's go to the teams real quick as this game does continue to get underway. For the US side, we're actually going to be Fnatic. We have Mort, Unfixed, Balu, Tuizi, and Winghaven. Over for UMAV, we have Asterix, Marsu, Bada, and Delardo and Sneaky. And we had the pleasure of watching them yesterday play against Dignitas. And I want to see if they can bring it to the table this time. And on this Chinese side, It's currently a 2-cap lead in favor of Fnatic. They haven't been able to grab A, they haven't been able to grab B here, but DeLarco, we saw him doing this yesterday, constantly working up that south side, pushing into the A side to try to cause a little bit of distraction and become a little bit of a nuisance here. But it looks like Fnatic, they're prepared for it. You have 2EZ in the backside, Mort coming around as well, and they realize something's happening here.
Yeah, and uMAV had such success pushing this A flag yesterday with DeLarco. Obviously, just got taken down there by 2EZ. But you can see uMAV's pressure here is very much focused on that A flag. Maybe what they'll use this for is pretty much to start spawning in on players like Baden and then Sneak and then go for that B flag. But right now, they're really just trying to put pressure on this A flag and drag as many defenders away from B.
Oh, and DeLarco actually getting the kill on the Martin there does pull a little bit more back. You can see 3 members of Fnatic, Epsilon, where'd they come from? Going back to defend against A here. In the meantime, Baden, he's pushing that B flag just like you were talking about. Looks like he might be able to lock this one down, picking up a nice kill on 2EZ, and he will get that flag turned over. So now we're going to see finally uMAV getting that 2-cap lead in this first map. And right now we just see how long they can hold it on, because they've already fallen behind about 20, 30 tickets so far. But in terms of kills, Fnatic is just completely walking over them, 13-8 right now.
Yeah, but at the same time, I mean, there's not that much tickets considering Fnatic were probably in the strongest starting position. They really probably should be a little further ahead than they are. But it's that B flag it keeps going back and forth. And uMAV now, considering they started off quite far away from that upper balcony, they have 2 people up there right now and a capture on A. And really, even though ticket-wise this is looking good for Fnatic, uMAV are kind of out-positioning Fnatic right now.
All right, I did crank my mic up a little bit more here. I'm not sure if that's perfect or not. I keep hearing, sorry, I'm taking out everything. Just trying to make sure audio is working perfectly, but just like you said, uMAV working around B right now. Let's see DeLarco actually going to be taking that one back for themselves, and they're actually going for a tri-cap here. They're going to get A, but we do have Fnatic finally going for a back spawn to see. Sneaky's going to be on the balcony side, seeing that. He's going to get the call out to his team here. He's not going to contest it, but this will give a nice little bit of a ticket bleed in favor of uMAV that they really needed to even things back up.
Yeah, and this is the position uMAV want. If you bring up your tabletop, you'll see very quickly that there's a straight line coming straight down from Sneaky all the way down to Marsu, and that's the hold they want. Unfortunately for them, Fnatic are breaking through with Valu and Winghaven, and if they can stop this, they'll be in a strong position. But Fnatic know where they need to put the pressure, and that's on that A flag.
Wow, Marsu getting a two-piece right there, picking up 2 kills on that flank back to A. They still maintain control of B. Mort is still there, waiting for a couple of spawns coming, but he gets taken down by DeLarco before he even has a chance for any of that to happen. And uMAV finally kicking it into gear. They're finally starting to show up here. We saw that happen yesterday with them as well. They kind of start off a little bit shaky, but when they realized what the other team was doing, they were able to work around that, and they're going to have another tri-cap again here, able to take C in the hands of Sneaky, and this is looking bad for Fnatic.
Yeah, tri-cap city right now. uMAV just seem to be all on top of it. And Fnatic have been spending a lot of the time over on the right road. And that's okay, that's fine. But they need to be able to stop pushes like this. But then again, we just had, uMAV just got a tri-cap. And then Fnatic just threatened one of their own. It was luckily shut down by Baden on 2EZ at B. But with A and C in the hands of Fnatic, this is looking pretty good for them now.
What's interesting is that you were talking quite a bit yesterday about how this map is like a landslide map. You usually don't win by a little bit, you win by quite a lot. And right now, it's been pretty even between these 2 teams. Definitely duking out B, the main point of contesting out of both of them. And Valu, he's the man to push up against this. Does get a kill on a Baden right there. Does get the flag cap back over for themselves. But Nomad is actually defending A. Winghaven picks up a 1-for-1 on the outside near the balcony, and Unfixed, he's trying to work into the balcony to pick up a couple of kills. He does see Mars right there, picks up one. Not able to pick up that second one just yet, but he's applying that pressure, and he's forcing uMAV to send quite a few people over there.
Yeah, uMAV with a big spawn, so they'll get this A flag. But right now, maybe an overcommitment from uMAV to hold this balcony, and it's kind of leaving them short to defend these flags. And I think that's kind of where they're starting to come apart, really. Fnatic, though, looking pretty good, but this game is still up in the air. No one has took a significant lead. And even though I said, like, teams that can get a good hold will win by a lot, both teams know what they need to do to stop the other team from getting those holds, and that's why this game is so close right now.
Yeah, very close. 76-76 in tickets right here. We see Marsu pick up a nice little bit of a kill right there. All flags being contested right now. We're going to have Fnatic take control of A, but in the meantime, we're seeing uMAV pick up B and C, and they do have control of balcony. They do have that line that you always talk about, but we have Mort and uMAV working up the street side here, but it's not looking too good for them. They're getting hit from all different angles, and Mort does fall, so nice 2 little kills coming in for uMAV. Picking up even another here, and that just like that, 3 members of Fnatic go down. and uMAV finally get a big lead here in this game.
Yeah, and we saw this yesterday against Ignitas. uMAV are perfectly content with this BC hold with just one threatening A. Look how many people Fnatic have sent back to deal with Delarco here pushing that A flag, while the bleed is against them. It's totally disproportionate for the kind of pressure that's going on, and that's exactly what uMAV want.
I love what Delarco's doing too, because he realizes how much pressure he's pulled over towards the A site. He fell back to try to pick up a couple of kills and really make it worth it, even keep those people there a little bit longer, and from that was able to work out very well. The rest of uMAV got some great positioning around the map here. Fortunately for them, they're getting picked off now, but Fnatic finally starting to make a move here, and it looks like they want to hit B, but they need to pick up a couple of kills to really open this one up and maybe even take back control of that balcony.
And it also gives plenty of time for any uMAV players to spawn in and hold this defensive B. But there you go. Once again, where's Delarco? He's going for A. Any time that Fnatic feels safe pushing up, they're instantly being forced to respond to a push on the back. And they respond to it pretty well. Unfix takes them down, and it's all on B right now.
What worries me is, though, they set Unfix and Mort back at the same time, and it kind of seems like maybe an overcommitment of resources, but they definitely want to be able to hold on to that, because I think if they realize if they lose A, they're going to be losing out quite a few points. But they haven't been able to get control of B. They haven't been able to get control of this balcony just yet, as Winghaven, he's fighting for it against Sneaky, but he's been hit from so many different directions that he might even be forced to be killed here.
You can see Unfix is looking over Winghaven's shoulder to give him a bit of support there. They want him dead, and they want him dead soon, because if they get this capture, this means the B and A is pretty much the lock they would have, and that's when it becomes an issue for uMAV.
And Sneaky, he's playing it very safe. I think it kind of, I don't think he realizes Unfix is there, but he's being very cautious, not trying to die here, trying to at least give him the height advantage. But Valu's going to get flanked here by Delarco, who stopped moving towards A, picks up the kill, and that might actually mean we see B go over for uMAV. But no, that line hold by twoeasy coming from the backside picks up the kill, but he gets taken down by Asterix, and that means A is completely open to be taken by uMAV, but they're not content with just going for the fight. They get picked up, or they get killed left and right here in the hands of Unfixed.
Yeah, and this is why the BC hold isn't easy to want to do. Fnatic Morty is already spawned right on top of that C flag, and this has given Fnatic the kind of, well, not the position they want. I mean, it stops the bleed. They needed that, especially considering it was kind of getting out all over the place. But right now, they still don't have control of that upper balcony, so they got to really play this AC capture game, because they really can't hold B for very long until without control of the upper balcony, because it's just such a good position.
Yeah, I was actually really interested to see that, because they had a CA hold. I mean, when they saw someone from uMAV go towards A or go towards C, then they could go for a push on a B here, but it didn't matter in the end. Marsu was able to cap B over. They have a tri-cap once again, a domination for the third time in this map. And right now, Fnatic, they have some really bad spawns. They're finally coming in back towards A here, but is it going to be too late?
Now with Fnatic all piling into this corner, it's not looking good. uMAV here just really have to play a bit smart. They get really aggressive. You can see Asterix there. He was pushing forward, now he's playing back. Same with Marsu. They were just going to go forward and try and get kills. They realize they probably have... Fnatic has time for one good push, and they have it on B. And that's what they're going to try and defend and stop.
Oh, and here they go. They're able to open up on a kill on the Asterix by the hands of Valu. He's going to start cap this one over. Looks around, gets a kill on Marsu as well, so that's 2 kills for them. They might get beat back here, and they might be able to dwindle this lead that uMAV have been able to build right now. But the balcony support doing so much work, picking up a couple of kills against Fnatic, as Sneaky's the last man there, going to get the revive. And they have lost control of B, but they still have quite a bit of time here to take it back. And in fact, they're already going for it. We see Valu, the only man there to stop it. They're going to cap it back on him as he does go down. And this should be, I want to assume, about a 27-26 ticket lead going into the second half for uMAV.
Oh, no, they've been thrown off that B flag, and
Wow.
they're losing C. Fnatic here trying to go for a bit of a comeback, and there's a full cap, domination cap coming in for Fnatic, and now uMAV are the ones that are put out in the cold here.
That commentator's curse calling out a pretty much win for uMAV, and then we see Fnatic get that tri-cap down, and they're picking up the kills to back it up as well in the hands of quite a few of them. I actually want to open up the scoreboard for them so you guys can see that at home to see what, well, their kill-death ratios right now, but we do have A finally capped back over in favor of uMAV. They're going for a push on a B here in the hands of Sneaky, but he gets taken down, I believe, by Mort here, so that does maintain control of B for Fnatic, and it's 3-12 in tickets. They've been able to chop off about 15 extra off of uMAV here, and they might even be able to pull this one back, but they can't afford to die anymore.
No, it's all about this push, but I think uMAV are resorting to just go for kills, but they need to get this capture, so it all comes down to this fight. But you can see Sneaky's kind of come around the back there, and now with uMAV players going down, it might actually... No, wait, sorry, with Fnatic's players going down, it might go to uMAV.
And wow, just, I mean, considering how that was right there, it was 20 was it 28 tickets-ish that we had in favor of uMAV, and then they closed it out with only 4 because of that tri-cat Fnatic pulled off. That is not a big lead at all. I mean, yeah, you won the half, but it's basically a fresh map 1 for both these teams because of that limited score lead they have.
Yeah, it's literally absolutely nothing. It's if 4 tickets really is decisive in the next round, I will be very surprised.
Yeah.
Unfixed did a great job in that game, 17 for 7. Wow.
Yeah, he's actually been stepping up quite a bit. I remember seeing him last week. He had quite a big kill score as well on Parasol Storm in particular. He was running that Scar in that game, and he seems to have stepped up where Too Easy, I don't know if they changed the roles a little bit, but he hasn't been able to act as that Slayer to really push through, be a little bit disruptive and pick up quite a few kills, and he's definitely doing very well for his team.
It's a difficult map. It's just a difficult map sometimes to go and get those frags. It's a very positional one, and the role of Delarco in that one wasn't maybe as critical and as dangerous as it was against Dignitas, but it still gave uMAV those kind of ticket leads that they kind of squandered at the end there. But really, we watched it at one point. He was tying down 3 to 4 people from Fnatic, where they still had a full cap, a 2-hole cap at that point. So every second he bought the team was at least a ticket almost for uMAV.
Yeah, very true indeed. And we're going to have a swap come in for both the sides. We're going to see uMAV over on the US side with Fnatic over on the Chinese side. And before we fully get underway with this game, with this 25-second countdown that we have left, what do you plan to see out of both teams as we start this half off?
You're going to see fighting over that balcony intensify as much as possible, but at the same time, uMAV have surprised me in the past, but they seem very happy with that upper balcony and just going for that B-C hold, and you can see they're kind of motioning for that already. So I think they're going to play this BC. I mean, they've done that quite well in the past. They don't go for A other than just to really harass and flummox their opponents, but Fnatic here, they want the AB, and that's a hold that they always seem to try to go for.
And we see actually Too Easy pushing into those sewers a little bit as well. We see Valu coming from the side towards that building, looking for a couple of kills, maybe trying to catch him off guard as they are rotating back towards B, but they haven't even capped over A just yet. Too Easy got taken down to sewers, and they finally have been able to get their first cap of the game, but Delarco going straight back at it, pushing towards A here. I want to see if he can tie up multiple men of Fnatic yet again here, and you would think Fnatic coming after that first half would realize he's going to be pushing for it, and we can't commit too many resources there, or we're going to lose out on B all over again.
Yeah, and this is exactly the position that uMAV want. They're making Fnatic think about what they want to do here, slowing down the game, and Fnatic taking their time on their push, and that's probably going to work to their benefit. They're spreading out perfectly to take this flag and to stop any push on A. Looking really good from Fnatic right now.
Yeah, they're pushing with actually like 4 people. They have 1 man in the back towards A, pushing Delarco back. And they actually know where he is. They have him spotted all times. More doing a great job there, not allowing him to just flank the team, because if Delarco just turned around, he could pick up 3 members of Fnatic if he wanted. But with that kill coming in, he's going to start contesting A here. He's looking to take it for them, but we already have 2 men, actually 3 men by Fnatic, pushing back towards A to stop this from happening. And I think this is an overcommitment. If they want to be able to hold on to B right now, uMAV can just kind of push straight into it, and that's in fact exactly what just happened.
Yeah, the thing that uMAV are doing is using that upper balcony really to secure this B hold. Fnatic know he's there and are trying best as possible to stay out of his firing arc, so that they're staying in places that don't really concern him, and that's frustrating uMAV slightly. It's really becoming a problem for them.
Let's see if they can change things up here. I mean, they're still trying to contest B right now. They haven't been able to lock it down as Valu. Nice kill coming in onto Mars right there. Does open up that cap back onto B and does secure that one down. So seeing Fnatic start to take the ticket lead here momentarily. We see kills are pretty dead even between both teams. 8 for uMAV, 7 for Fnatic. Valu, he's playing up close and personal, which is kind of, I think to me, like his style. He's not afraid of, getting right in front of them and picking up these kills as we're watching him do right now.
Yeah, he's one of those most dangerous players in Battlefield 4 right now. But I'm actually really impressed by Fnatic. They obviously don't have that upper balcony, but they're still able to capture and contest this B flag. But everything just went uMAV's way, and they got the wipe they wanted. And I don't think they're going to do anything but just hold this B and C as long as possible, because this is the position they need. And they don't need to do anything crazy at this point.
And yeah, just as Fnatic finally got the ticket lead, they lose it immediately to uMAV, who are... They have an interesting hold as well. They have Delarco pushed up really far, not going towards A as he actually does get taken down. They have 2 men there to support a push onto B. They have 1 looking for the flank in the hands of Baden, and Sneaky as well holding that balcony just like you're talking about. And Fnatic, it looks like they're just waiting for that that maybe 1 or 2 kills that they need to push into B and take it back.
Yeah, they organize their pushes quite well. They try and come in as an organized unit, but sometimes that does work against you, especially with only 150 tickets each round. You can't spend too much time. And look, they've spent so much time organizing a push on this B flag. Who's the A again? It's DeLarco, and once again, no one to contest him.
Well, it does make sense why he has a capital A in his name, since he's always there nonstop. He's going to be able to get the cap here. We do have 2-minute Fnatic here to stop him. Unfixed. Let's tag along with him, see if he can stop this from happening, because right now the tickets are bleeding left to right. He will get the kill on DeLarco. They will turn A back, but they had to commit 2 or 3 people there, and that meant that Valu couldn't take B back. He got killed, and Fnatic are in the exact same position they were just in before A was taken away from them.
Yeah, every time it looks like they're about to be on the cusp of taking the B flag in a big assault, they have to run back and stop one person from capping a flag. And that actually caused a little full domination cap for uMAV, and just giving them more and more of a lead right now. Fnatic need to push quickly because they cannot afford to wait anymore.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking to myself, what can they do to stop DeLarco from pushing like that? And I'm wondering, what if they send one man to start pushing out A towards C and really kind of meet him halfway there when it's not expected? Maybe get the kill, and maybe they'll apply the pressure that way. And it looks like they might have sent too easy that way, but unfortunately it didn't work out well for him.
No, and they just tried a big push through to try and maybe push their way into that C flag, and it went all wrong. But this is why the BC hold is a dangerous one. Fnatic, Too Easy, and Morty have already spawned on C, and there's no one really can stop them. And that's why this flag hold, the B and C one, is such a dangerous one, because of those spawns. And now the game is pretty much going to go into flux here, with every flag going to be contested.
Yeah, we're going to see it actually be taken over for Fnatic in the hands of Unfixed. He's so sneaky back on the balcony side. He could take that back if he wants to. But we're seeing Fnatic get control of B as well. On top of that, they're going for a cap on A potentially here as they have Too Easy and Mort pushing in a 2-on-2 situation. They get 1 kill on a Marsu. There's still going to be 1 man there here. They're looking for the tri-cap, but B is being contested at the exact same time here in the hands of Baden, who gets taken down. So they're going to get the tri-cap here unless they lose C too quickly enough, and that's going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean, there.
It's always nice to getting a little full domination, but they never ever last long enough. You can never be everywhere. So unless you get incredibly lucky, maybe you get it. But thing is, for uMAV, this is still a really good position. They still have that upper balcony. They have a lot of people between C and B. And right now, Fnatic have to leave one person to capture C. So even if they did want to reinforce B, it wouldn't be that many people.
And they need everyone they could possibly get right now, because they're starting to get really far behind in terms of kills, 27-20 right now. And that's a little bit unfortunate for Fnatic right now, but we see B being capped over for Fnatic. They have a couple of men there. Valu gets taken down though, and Too Easy as well from the backside, so they will be able to get B back. They will be able to build up this lead here. And remember, well, I can't say remember, if Fnatic fall below 4 tickets, the game or the half's over, and that will mean uMAV wins the first map. But it's 4 tickets. Like at that point, they're going to lose anyways.
Yeah, it'll pretty much be over that point. And you can see Fnatic's frustration is now leaving for 2 people to push onto that upper balcony. They give a bit of extra support over on the B flag, but more importantly, to hopefully be able to finally clear it out. But because of the position that uMAV is taking, once again a spawn on C, but DeLarco, I didn't even have to click on him to check who it was, capturing that A flag.
You can just pretty much guess by him being over at A. We do have Mort there to kind of stop him, maybe pick up the kill, but DeLarco actually just rushed back through that window. It doesn't look like he intends on keeping that cap. They may actually want to swing around to B here and lock that one down for themselves, because they're only sitting on 1 right now, but instead, they're not really able to. C's being capped over by Sneaky, but we do have Unfixed there. He's here to potentially stop it. He sees the spawns coming in, but can he get the kills he needs? Because there's 3 people there over towards C.
Right now, Fnatic have done exactly what they want. It's took them a long time in this game to do it, but they've got it. They've got A and B. They have upper balcony. At this point, Fnatic either need to decide if they just want to try and just get as many tickets off uMAV as possible, believing that they probably could not hold this position too long, and that's why they're going for C here, and really just to confuse the uMAV guys as much as possible. They're going to try and defend all flags.
Oh, and Mort playing I guess the anchor role kind of in the backside of A. He does get the kill on DeLarco. He's looking for Sneaky here. He's not going to get the kill onto him, so that means A can be contested. Valu, though, is forced to swing around, but they're able to maintain control of B. They're able to maintain control of C, but they just lost control of the balcony in the hands of Marsu. So I wonder, what are uMAV going to do off the back of this, because they're currently down 1 man.
Yeah, I think as soon as this happens, I think for Fnatic, they're okay. They're all right. It's not bad. They've brought down what was quite a lead from uMAV. They don't have that upper balcony, but they still have the double flag cap, and they're threatening A. Once again, what they're going to start doing now is just try and overwhelm uMAV. Whenever uMAV of sending players. It can never be more than 2 or 3 because they have to defend the upper balcony and B. So right now, Fnatic can overwhelm.
And let's see if they can pull the one off. We have uMAV going for a push onto A here while B is being capped over by Marsu. We do see, I believe those DeLarco fall down here, but Winghaven does fall in the hands of Sneaky. They gets the revive as well. Doesn't even have Asterix respawn in on top of them, and they are going to get control of A here in just a second. They will have a 2-cap back in favor of themselves. Well, if they can get this kill no more, they will in fact finally get it. And they are currently down about 7 tickets right now. Remember, 4 is a magic number, even though that really doesn't tell how this game's going to go down for the rest of it. But Fnatic, in the meantime, going to be going for a cap back on a B. They're going to maintain that 2-cap hold. Potentially, if it does go in their favor, but it looks like it's actually going to be capped over for uMAV with that nice kill that came in.
Yeah, uMAV now have the position everyone wants. They've got B and they've got A. They have a defender on the A flag and they have the upper balcony. So right now, Fnatic have to push through the center or go all around to A. They need to bring this game into flux again. They cannot just play a straight up one now. And it looks like if they go for B, which is what they're looking like, they're going to go up against a 3-man defense. So this is not looking good for Fnatic right now.
The map's actually kind of split just from the northeast side and the southwest side, but we do have a 2-man push by Fnatic over towards A. Winghaven, unfortunately, does fall, so that kind of halts or hinders at least that push. And right now, uMAV looking very strong to take this first map. They're up 38 to 27 in tickets. They have this 2-hold, and they have the kills coming in, but a nice grenade comes in for Fnatic, gets the kill to Sneaky. That opens up A to be taken here at Marsu. He's got something to say about it, but I don't think he can hold against these 2 members of Fnatic. I think uMAV might just rotate back towards C, or at least attempt to.
They just tried to push on the C flag, but he got killed, and I don't even know what killed him. That is really important for Fnatic, because when it looked like maybe it was running away from them, they have managed to get the trades. So Asterix will be the man on C, but this leaves B wide open, and Fnatic are trying to take advantage of that right now. Both teams are spread very thin.
Oh, Too Easy gets taken down, I believe, by Baden or DeLarco. And we have uMAV pushing into A. They're going to cap that one over. They maintain control of B. They maintain control of C momentarily. Asterix, if he can pick up this kill on this member of Fnatic that's right behind him, or to the 2 at least, then he might be able to get them a nice little bit of a lead and get Fnatic under that kind of number they need to. And they're down to 9 tickets, looking for that number 4 to come in here. DeLarco, he is spawned towards the back, and C. He's going to get the revive as well into Asterix. They're going to maintain control of C at the same, or they're going to get C back, I would think, here. But more, he's trying to stop them from making this happen. They're down to 5 tickets. Looks like this half's going to be over 4 tickets now. They can't even afford to respawn in. And there's the 2 tickets. So that means uMAV will win the first map here and take it to Operation Locker, which will be Fnatic's map of choice.
Yeah, they winning both rounds. They did a great job, uMAV. But both of these fights have been really, really scrappy. I think uMAV might have took the advantage in that in the midway through that round, and it started to look good for them. But even then, it was still a really scrappy fight. Fnatic managed to bring down the deficit, the ticket lead at uMAV had, which was substantial at one point, and then made it quite a close game. But then they just didn't get the spawns. They weren't in the right positions. uMAV got the upper balcony once again, and then it went all against them. But really, we're talking what? 39 tickets between both rounds. It's not very much. And like I say, you beat Fnatic, but you never beat them by much.
Yeah, and that's never been proven more than we just saw right there. But Operation Locker, uMAV have lost to Fnatic on this map. The only loss they have on this map. It's really interesting to see how both these teams play this one out, because Fnatic, it's their map of choice, if I were to look at it. Out of every map they've played, they've won 7 out of the 8 times, only losing once to Epsilon. It's going to be very tough for uMAV to lock down a 2-map win, I would say.
Yeah, and Locker's definitely a map for Fnatic. I mean, they played this one so many times, but I have seen uMAV taking on AAA on this map quite recently, and it was an absolute smash and grab. Like, uMAV just came in, destroyed them, and then left for server. It was like barely even a game, and I've never seen someone manhandle a top-level team like AAA like that. So uMAV are dangerous on this map. But Fnatic have got more experience on it, at least in top-level competition in EMS, so you would think they have an edge there. It's their home map. They have picked it. You would think Fnatic all the way, but uMAV just seem to be surprising and making teams feel really uncomfortable. Their style just seems to bring teams to ruin.
And I really wonder how DeLarco is going to play this one. Is he going to work towards C and try to go for a back cap towards B? Is he going to go off by himself like he was doing on DAWNBREAKER? Or is he going to stick with his team a little bit more here? And I think it's all going to come down to what the teams decide, because it's really interesting to see that Fnatic, they have changed things up. I remember seeing them on Operation Locker a couple of times where, for instance, once they would actually go for a tri-cap off the bat, or they'd push straight into the enemy side, stop their flag cap, and take it back on them instead, and then leave one man back to cap over their own flag. I don't know. I really want to see how both these teams play it out. I feel like Fnatic isn't gonna try to play this one necessarily safe. I feel like they can push themselves on the map they know so well.
Indeed, and if this is live, and it does look it, uMAV have absolutely.
I just got in too.
Not. If this is live, uMAV are completely all over Fnatic right now. And this looks very live, and Fnatic are playing this very seriously. Now, uMAV just came in and absolutely smashed them in the tunnels and smashed them at C, but uMAV started to get really, really sloppy in their push forward, and then Fnatic as a 5-man just barreled through middle and then broke them in half, and taking A and taking B. But this is why the B and A hold is so weird. The uMAV spawn is right on top of that B flag, and exactly what just happened to uMAV is now happening against Fnatic. This game is going all over the place.
Yeah, we saw one man Fnatic actually turn around, realizing they were probably going to spawn at B, but it just didn't matter enough in the end of things. And we do have a CB hold by uMAV, which is kind of what we expect, but we're getting back spawns by Fnatic over towards B yet again here. While A is being capped over, we could see a tri-cap coming here momentarily if Fnatic doesn't do anything about it.
Yeah, and Fnatic, though, for what they like a slow, measured approach to this game. They like to set up their positions and just hold, and they're so good at it. But right now, uMAV are giving no breathing space, and they're all over them, and everything at A just went their way. So this is a hold that every team wants, the A and C, and right now, Fnatic are looking wobbly on their home map.
Yeah, and we had 2 men of Fnatic actually sit back, are able to cap over B right now, but look at the pressure that uMAV's applying just across the map. They're pushed up on Fnatic's side, bringing the fight to them instead of letting them push in the way they want to, and I think that's just what you're talking about, where Fnatic, they like to be very, very slow and execute their strategies a little bit safer than most teams would, but with uMAV push it in against, they're making them feel uncomfortable, and that's uMAV's style, as you mentioned earlier on.
They're just so damn aggressive. They blitz teams as quick as they possibly can, and they just get those frags. And it honestly can just, any good plan you have, and if it cannot survive first contact with uMAV, then you got to make a new plan and you make it quick. They just keep coming in, and right now, Fnatic doing exactly what they need. They've got the hold here, but the problem is. But no, that's great. They got the full wipe. Now they can dictate exactly where they want this game to take place. They can pretty much just react to how uMAV are coming in, and they can hold this B flag for as long as they want, but really they need to reinforce that A flag as quick as possible.
And we do see the spawns coming in for uMAV over towards this B side. They're going to rush in, be able to take that one. Looks like Baden might try to rush straight towards A, but you're seeing Fnatic scramble. They're trying to get back to A as quick as possible because they realize a cap is coming soon.
Yeah, everyone, the fight over A, if defended, can be an easy one for the defender, but you need to have the right number of people in there. There's no one in that upper tunnel to stop all the uMAV that are going to flow through there very soon. This is a position at uMAV. You can Fnatic, you see, are already throwing 2 people back there because they knew it was wide open, and that might be the deciding factor at A now.
But Atrix, he snuck in. He's not seen in that tunnel right now. There's actually 2 people around him, one to the front, one to the back. He's going to get the drop on a Mort. He's unfortunately not going to get the kill just yet. Grenade comes in. He's getting respawns on top of him, and they're trying to go for this contest on A, and right now they're kind of getting it, but Fnatic with a nice kill right there does end up locking that one down, and they almost get a full wipe yet again on a uMAV as Marsu is the only player surviving. Now Baden is the only one, and it seems like Fnatic have finally gotten their foot at the door here. They finally feel a little bit more comfortable and have warmed up because they're starting to take this map very easily.
They've slowed the game down, and this is what they want. They want the AC, they want to slow this down, they want a set position game on Locker, and that's what they're trying to push here. And with that position of Winghaven's in right now, it's really slowing this uMAV attack.
Yeah, he's pretty much cutting off one of the directions they could possibly flow into A, and we see more. He's watching the other position in, well, the back of the site, but he gets taken down. uMAV are able to control A here as they get a almost full wipe on the entirety, but as we look at the overview map, Unfixed is getting a rush straight on a B here, so they're immediately trying to cap something back over. Too easy to try to defend C. He's going to look for the first kill, but he gets taken down, so that will be C going over to uMAV here. And right now, there's a nice little bit of a ticket lead for Fnatic, but they haven't been able to get any flags just yet because they keep getting stopped everywhere by uMAV.
uMAV are just constantly on top of Fnatic. They're never given time to rest. And when they ever do, like, maybe gear up before an assault, it's almost a complete wipe for them. It always seems to be going their way. Right now, uMAV can get a full domination cap onto Fnatic here. Actually, no, it doesn't look like Mort is able to hold on at A. And this is, even though this is ticket-wise favorable for Fnatic, uMAV are about to get a full domination cap if they can just push into this A flag anytime soon.
And what's so weird is that between these two teams, how this best of 3 has gone so far, it's one team, they get a nice hold, they get about 20-30 ticket lead, and then the other team breaks through, catches them off guard, they get a 2-cap hold, they get a 20-30 ticket lead, or at least even it back up, and then it just keeps swapping back and forth. The game's not really decisive in any team's favor throughout this best of 3 currently. And right now we're seeing Sneaky push in towards A, but it's taken down, and another kill coming in for Fnatic, so they stop that push onto A. They maintain control of it. They haven't been able to cap anything else just yet, but it looks like that might get resolved finally over towards C.
Yeah, Fnatic do not want to take chances on that B flag at all. They're perfectly content with this AC, and that gives uMAV a bit more flexibility because they know that there's only 2 flags that Fnatic are going to go for, and they're not even bothering with B, so they can just commit as many as they want to any of these flags that they want to go for.
And uMAV, they're still trying to work towards A. They're trying to send a couple of people into this tunnel, but they just haven't been able to break through. They're kind of trying to swarm around them on all angles. It looks like they want to commit to A because they stopped that push outside towards C. But I've seen Fnatic so many times hold on to this A flag so damn well. Even Valu pulled off a 1v4 in cut number 1. And right now, he's doing it again. Picks up the first kill to Asterix, picks up a second kill, and he's going to lock down that A side by himself.
Yeah, one of the most dangerous people in Battlefield 4. But right now, uMAV, just with superior numbers, eventually pushed Fnatic out. And that was always going to be the case because uMAV are always going to have more people when they come to the attack. And there's an important kill on Too Easy. And this is going to give uMAV the position they want. They've got A, they've got B, forcing Fnatic out on the far left side of the map. And all they can do now is push through corridor fight after corridor fight to get at A.
And we see Winghaven still playing the anchor role. He was waiting outside of A for the longest of time. Does finally get the rest of his team to spawn in here, but they need to start capping something very soon. They need to break in towards A eventually here, as we do have Baton, the only man to defend against it. And he's doing a damn good job of it so far. Able to pick up a kill on Too Easy, able to hold on to it for just a little bit longer. In the meantime, I'm surprised to not see uMAV send anyone. Well, they don't even need to send anyone towards C because they have so many numbers inside A, and they're able to hold this one down. And they have finally pulled off the lead for themselves. Currently a 10-ticket lead right now.
Yeah, and they know that Fnatic are holding someone of that C flag, so they know that their own pressure is really going to come down over on the A flag. But they do have Delacco and Marsu over at B, and this is possibly a misstep. They really need to move forward here, but at the same time, they're holding on to A. And if they can hold on to A like this, with a 2 against 4, they're going to do pretty well.
It seems like every time Fnatic going for a push, they get caught off guard, someone dies or 2 people die, and they back off. They wait for the respawns, and that gives uMAV time to rotate in to get the respawns if they need. But Unfix, nice little bit of a play right there, ends up pushing into A, able to cap the flag back for themselves. The last man standing, I believe, was Delarco, who I think was topside over towards C, and he's actually getting respawns on top of him, but they're getting flanked to the backside by Valu. He's going to be able to pick up some very easy kills right here. I believe he just picked up 2 off the back of that as well, and that might give Fnatic that 2-cap that they need and the position they need back to hold onto these 2 flags.
Yeah, they need to go really aggressive. Unfixed at A, though, just did something quite remarkable. A 3-on-1. He bounced the impact nade off the corner of the door and smacked it right into 2 of the uMAV guys, and then went around the corner and finished off the last one. And that was a single-handed cap of A from him. That was really important play, because at that point, Fnatic were really just focusing on the C flag.
And what's really interesting is that even though it's a 2-ticket difference, we have 10 kills in 12 kills now in favor of Fnatic. They're up 62 to 50 kills, and for uMAV to keep the game this close when that's happened is definitely a testament to how good they are as a team right now. But we're going to see a tri-cap, a domination cap coming for Fnatic here, even though it's just momentarily, as we finally see A cap backed over for uMAV. But right now, Fnatic, they need to make something happen here because this is their map of choice. And if they lose out on this map, that means uMAV will beat them yet again and advance on into the finals like they did last cup.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Fnatic don't have to worry too much here. They just need to organize this attack a bit better. Don't need to go in crazy. But uMAV are definitely... Oh my god, those kills are big. Wow. Sneaky getting those kills. Also, Unfix going down to Delacco. And now it is all uMAV. It's up to them, really. Just hold this. And Fnatic are so far away from having the right people in the right place. They need to go for this B flag, but they're going to go for A. And A is notoriously difficult to take.
It definitely is, and they had to make something happen very soon. Valu and Mort, they're kind of able to sandwich them in just a little bit here, but Valu able to pick up 1 kill, not getting the second, so that won't be A going back for them. And we're going to have uMAV lock that one down, and with 9 tickets remaining, they need to do something quick, but I just feel like it's just a little bit too late. As we see 12 to 6 now, we see members of Fnatic just dropping one by one. but we do have a back spawn onto B here for them, and we're seeing Sneaky hold on to. He gets 2 kills. He's looking for a third. Can he pick it up? No, he gets shut down, but it doesn't matter what the damage he just did. He gives them 11 ticket lead coming into the second half against Fnatic on Operation Locker.
Yeah, that was brilliant play from uMAV. They never, ever let Fnatic get into the position they want. I think Fnatic got their hold once in that game. uMAV tried to push it once. It went wrong. Then they did it again. They repeated the exact same attack in all the exact same places. The only difference was they got a full wipe. And that was brilliant play from uMAV. They never, ever let Fnatic play their game on their map. And they just dominated the pace from the start until the end.
Look at the scores. This is what blows my mind, is that uMAV won this game with 11 tickets, but you have Unfixed 19-9, Valu 19-12. You have 16-15 for 2easy, and you see 8-12, 5-11 for the rest of the team. Over on the other side, 12-11, 14-15, 17-12 by Baden, 11-13, 9-11. They didn't outshoot them. They just, I can't even explain it. It just, to me, it still doesn't make sense. They just kind of outpositioned them, I want to say, and just were able to hold on to flag just a little bit longer and kind of out-strategize them, funny enough.
They played the game of flag caps and they won. And that's Locker in a nutshell. But at the same time, they were just always on top of Fnatic. And it really, really just shows that if you can be that aggressive and coordinated, it will work. Like, they weren't, like, at the end there, Fnatic started to just come in at a flag because they needed to get the flag captured. They had no plan on how they were going to do it. They were just going to go, I'm going to go at this flag, I'm just going to go. And you could kind of see that they disintegrated in their tactics. They just wanted the flag. They were just running in. They weren't taking their time. And from that, uMAV just finished off what could have been their last-ditch attempt to win that round.
Yeah, and last time in cut number 2, when these two teams met on this map, Fnatic was able to pull out the victory against uMAV. They lost on Parasol Storm and Zavod right after that, and right now, I mean, 11 tickets it's still definitely not a huge lead, but you definitely don't want to go into the second half realizing that you've already lost the first map, you've lost the first half on the second map. It's going to be very degrading to their morale, and right now we're kicking off the second half here. Fnatic going to be on the Russian side, uMAV on the US side. What do you think we're going to see?
Fnatic are starting in position they want. They will get closer to the flags they want. They'll go for that A and they'll go for that C with a one-man push on B if they have the chance. But right now, they are starting in the position they want, and uMAV have to break them. It's almost like a repeat of what we just saw in the last round, because Fnatic have gone straight for the position they need, and uMAV have to break it.
Well, uMAV currently do have that 2 flag cap advantage against them right now by having B and C, but we see Fnatic start to move out. Valu gets that nice kill on the Baden, does open things up, and it does open up the possibility for them to start to rotate as Valu gets another kill right there. And the last man in the squad over for uMAV is Marsu, so they almost got a full wipe right there. Currently 8-2 in kills, 6-2 in kills if I can read. And that is kind of showing how this pace is going so far, even though the tickets don't really reflect it.
Yeah, it's all Valu at the moment, 3-0, and the flag capture. Like I said, as soon as they had the chance, one of their guys would move forward, and it was Valu. And while this is going on, while the pressure on B is intense, it's C that Fnatic are really playing for.
All right, now it's easy going head-to-head against Baden. Gets the better of him, does open up the possibility to take B if they want. But we do see Winghaven over towards C, does lock that one down for them. So they have the AC cap, just like you're saying, the hold that they want to make happen. But we've seen uMAV in this position just in this half prior, and how they've been able to break through Fnatic's concrete wall.
It doesn't seem like... Well, there you go. The kill on C is important. But while this is going on, uMAV have overextended, and a spawn on B is just happened, and 2easy is all over it. And this is going to be crunch time for uMAV. Do they move forward and trying to get a kill, or do they have to go all the way back and give Fnatic time to capture C?
Looks like they're going to be going back. Marsu, at least, is one of the men doing that. They do get the kill on it 2easy, so that does open up B to be capped back over for uMAV. They have lost control of C, or will lose control of C momentarily, as Valu is just a one-man army by himself, currently 4-1 right now, capping points whenever he wants to. And that will give Fnatic back that 2 cap that they were looking for. So ANC yet again able to lock those 2 down. uMAV haven't really been able to break through the way they want to so far, it seems. They haven't been able to pick up the kills either, because right now it's 17-11, and they're making a push onto A, but they just get shut down left and right. Fnatic have so many men there to stop it.
Yeah, and this is Fnatic's game. This is what Fnatic want. They just want the A and C. They've got their positions down. They just stopped that wipe on A, and that's because uMAV just came in from the front door, right at the metal detectors, just came straight in and gave Fnatic plenty of time to sort them out. And right now, even though they've lost every round against uMAV in this series, they're starting to look strong now.
Yeah, they are. It seems like they finally have stepped up. They have great position across the map. We even have too easy. He's sitting behind him looking for some kills, but he gets shot down without picking up one. And that might actually hurt them if we do see uMAV go for a push back onto A. But we have Valu over towards the top side, towards C, looking for a couple of kills as he's getting some suppressing fire right there. And we see uMAV pick up 2 kills over towards the gate side. And that might mean A is finally going to be taken for uMAV here. This might be the moment that they need to push in. But they are taking their damn time to make it happen. And they're forced to go back because of Valu there being a nuisance.
Yeah, but there's the big spawn because of Fnatic completely out of position to stop it. uMAV, Spawn, Delarco, it always seems to be him right out at the C point, and that means they're going to get this capture. So this is going to be an interesting one for Fnatic. They've lost the outside area. They need to get control of B or C, but either way, they have to be the ones on the offensive now, but they might lose A if they do it too recklessly.
The thing is, they have Valu there. They have respawns on top of him. It looks like they will be going for a hit on a B while Unfix takes control of C, and they're getting the kills they need. They're holding on to this. And I like the position that Winghaven has. Sees a man to his right, able to stop in that push from C, and that will give Fnatic back control of B, and will give them that 30-ticket advantage that they've been able to build up here so far the first 4 minutes of this game. This is the Fnatic that we were hoping to see to come to life, especially on this map, since the only map they have, or only time they ever lost on this map was against Epsilon. They don't want to change that up right now.
Yeah, but this is exactly the game uMAV won now. Now it's not so much set positions. They know that Fnatic are just going to have to come at them, and now they can just make this kind of a stand and ban game instead of what was previously just like, we're going to sit here and defend and you have to come get us. Now it's back and forth, and it's kind of going uMAV's way.
Yeah, they've been able to get control of B, looking for a fight on the A here as they're able to hold on to that as well. They're actually going for a domination cap right now, but C is going to be capped over for Fnatic, but that doesn't matter. They're getting control of A, they're getting control of B, and they have the men alive that they need to go for wherever they want to. And you finally see, I believe that was Valu, if I'm not mistaken, now 10-2 currently. Still being that one-man army, and I don't know if I agree with this, but so far it's been giving them a 30-ticket advantage into this round.
Yeah, I don't know if you want a ticket for the Value Target fan club, but they're pretty cheap at the moment. The guy's an absolute beast and one of the most dangerous players on the Fnatic team, and not just in Fnatic, for any team. He's just so damn good. But uMAV have got the position they want now. They're forcing Fnatic to attack, and as soon as they do lose any control of one of these flags, they're just going to bum rush one another. So it's really starting to go against Fnatic right now.
The thing is, this is what we saw exactly in the last half, where uMAV, they got a nice big lead. Excuse me. Sorry, Fnatic had a nice big lead, and then uMAV were able to chip away, able to get the position that they needed, and were able to kind of cut that lead down permanently. And right now, we're seeing C capped over for uMAV, and this is going to be a tri-cap coming in. Fnatic, they have to respond. They're going to be able to cap B back over, but look where Valu is. He's completely in the enemy territory now, and he's all by himself trying to go for an attack on A against the 3 members of uMAV here currently waiting for him.
Yeah, they need to coordinate this attack really well, and they will be, if they can coordinate well, they'll get this A flag. But you can see how much pressure both teams are putting into this A flag. Everyone's throwing in there, but uMAV are also going for B as well, and Too Easy has to go back and try and defend that.
It's just so weird to see Valu still alive right now, considering he was applying so much pressure. He's kind of being like Delarco was on DAWNBREAKER, just pushing by himself into the backside, throwing the other team off guard. But we're getting uMAV with the spawns outside right now, and if Fnatic can pick up these kills right here, they're going to be able to build up a nice little bit of a lead, because that lead of 30 tickets that they had earlier on is completely gone.
Yeah, and Fnatic are starting to get control back in this game. And that's exactly what they needed. And as soon as they were able to get a hold of that A flag, they were able to just tie down enough at B long enough to get the flags they wanted. Problem is, there's no one at A to defend.
Yeah, and we have Sneaky already working his way in there. He's going to be up against 2 people right now. And if he can pick up these kills, it will be big. He does spot one. I don't think he knows the second one's there just yet, but they will get the cap. That's all that matters. They do have the respawns available if they need to, and they have a couple of men in the vicinity to help out and to back them up if they need to. It's actually going to work towards the infirmary here. Going to spot 1 or 2 men right there. And the position he has is just, it's keeping Fnatic out. You see, they're kind of, at least to me, scared to push in.
Yeah, and I'm confused by it, but Fnatic Value Target just got a big kill on Delarco at C, and this is going to give them at least control of C, and it's a one-on-one at A right now, and that's an important one. They need to win this A fight, and they need to win it quick, otherwise I think uMAV might start to run away with this game.
Yeah, they definitely have been able to get the lead back. Sneaky coming in from the backside, able to pick up 1 kill. Too Easy, the last man in there. They finally take him down, and they maintain control of A and B, but we see Unfix already working towards B, but little does he know, there's 4 men on uMAV here, closing in on him to go for the kill.
Yeah, and Fnatic have been boxed into this B point right now, and this is the worst place to be because uMAV can just... There's only about 3 ways out of this hole, and right now uMAV are covering every entrance, and more importantly, they're getting the kills and coming forward. This is not looking good for Fnatic.
It is definitely not, and it's going to be very tough for Fnatic to do something off the back of this. I want to see where the respawns come in. As you can see on the overview map, they're still being spawned in right towards B, so if uMAV can just hold on to this and just kind of camp them in, then they're going to be able to get a huge lead. And remember, the 11 tickets, if Fnatic falls below 11, that means uMAV will have won the second map and will advance into the finals to play against the winner of ESC and against Authority.
Yeah, and right now, Fnatic are coming to bits here. uMAV are all on top of them. They've pushed them into this B flag, and even if Fnatic break out of this right now, they're not going to have that many tickets. That's a big spawn. I've never seen someone spawn quite over there before. And Morty, and this might be the response that Fnatic need, because the position they're in, they have forced all of uMAV to spawn in the bottom right corner now. So Fnatic are going to get the position they want, and the B flag still in their hands.
It's funny because Fnatic was the ones that were spawning exactly where uMAV is now, and they're probably wondering, you know, how do you guys like being trapped in there? But right now, they need to do a lot of work. They can't afford to lose out on 9 more tickets, or they will have lost this match. They will have fallen out in the semifinals for a second time against uMAV in the semis. And right now, you see 2EZ's trying to go big right here, but gets shut down by Asterix. That will be B taking over for uMAV here. But the thing is, Fnatic, what's so dangerous right now, and I'm sure you can elaborate on, is that they can't afford to die. Like, they cannot afford to lose many men anymore, or they lose out on way too many tickets.
No, they can't. Everyone who dies needs to be revived. But here was the misstep that Fnatic might have just made here. They had already captured A, they had C, and instead of just holding those flags and trying to bleed this out and making it a safe game, they went forward for the kills at B, and they paid for it, possibly with the series. That was a really aggressive play, which has kind of paid off, but at the same time, they lost so many tickets for it. But Morty might have just made it big because he just got the kill at A, and this gives them a chance to get into A, but they've barely got any tickets remaining to get away with it.
Yeah, 13. I mean, that's 3 more to go before they do lose out on this one. We're going to see B capped over for uMAV. We're going to see A capped over for Fnatic. We see uMAV actually working towards C. It's an all-out rush just to get 2 points against them because they realize 2 more tickets, and we will have advanced on into the grand finals yet again right here. And C will be capped over for uMAV, so this gives them the ticket bleed. But Fnatic, they have to respawn right away or it's going to be over.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do right now, and they're leaving the server. uMAV absolutely, when Fnatic had all the holds in this map, they managed to still break through. And Fnatic from then on out were just kind of scrambling. They had a very good chance there at the end to actually maybe make this a fight of it, and they squandered it. They had miscommunication or something. They just came forward really aggressively, and that played straight into uMAV's hands. They only needed a few more kills. They didn't need to do anything crazy, and they came right into the hands of uMAV.
And what I really liked about what uMAV did in that game was when they had the domination cap, they kind of had like a semicircle around Fnatic's spawn, and every time one man of Fnatic pushed out, he would immediately get killed by uMAV, and then uMAV would be kind of positioned well enough that if one of them died, they had the respawn, but Fnatic couldn't get the 5-man squad back in there to really push through that front line that uMAV were able to apply to them, and that gave them so many damn tickets because Fnatic, they had a 30-ticket lead relatively early on in that game, but they just lost it.
Yeah, and I watched a game with uMAV doing the exact same thing to AAA. They bullied them into the bottom of B and just beat the tickets out of them all game. And that is exactly what they started to do to Fnatic. But then Fnatic got the reversal. Morty spawned right in the tunnel between the A flag and the C flag. Now, instead of going into A and getting the capture, his teammate spawned on him and he went into A. And then he went all the way round to C, and through that forced any of the spawns to be in the bottom half of the map, exactly where Fnatic were previously, but they didn't make anything of it because they came straight at uMAV afterwards. And any chance of setting up a defense and maybe taking them tickets down to an acceptable margin, they just threw away in an uncoordinated assault, which went completely uMAV's way.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for Fnatic, but I mean, either way, they can look at this. Yes, they lost the semifinals, but they are secured easily with their 200 points that they've accumulated so far, already being in first place, a spot in the group stages, which will come up, I believe, February 2nd or 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. It's very early in February. But still, congratulations to them. Let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets. Let me just refresh, see if they have been updated real quickly. No, they have not, but let's just show it anyways. So we, oh, wrong button. So we had, yes, I'm on.
Yes.
I don't even know the words, but I'm doing well today. But we have uMAV advancing against Fnatic with a 2-0 victory to go into the grand finals to play against the winner of ESC and against Authority, which will be coming up next in just a few minutes. What's your quick thoughts on that before we go to a quick break?
It's going to be an interesting game. I've seen so many games with ESC guys, and I always keep saying, keep an eye on this team. They're going to do well eventually, and they might be the first one to. They've made it further than they ever have before, and they have a chance here of a big upset. AAA obviously came second at DreamHack, and they're a solid team.
And ESC, I mean, this might be their exact time to do it. They beat Meteor Makers, and that was something that we didn't. I really expect them to do. Then beat Gamers Connection. I really wonder who's going to pull this one out, and it's going to be a very good game to say the least.
Yeah, I'm well looking forward to it.
All right, well, guys, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back in about 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to see the second semifinal of the night, ESC versus Against Authority, to find out who will be going on to play against uMAV in the grand finals for the money and the points. So, guys, don't go anywhere.